Hi everybody, my name is Megan and I'm a developer relations engineer with Avalanche. And in today's tutorial, I'm going to walk you through one of the very many tutorials that we have located in our dev docs on how to deploy your own NFT collection. So first, you're going to head to the dev docs at docs.avax.network, and you're going to go into the non-fungible token section of our dApps tab, and you're going to go over here to the introduction to ERC 721s. ERC 721 is just the contract title for a non-fungible token. It was the original non-fungible contract created by the Ethereum Foundation, and these are all purposefully compatible with our C chain here on Avalanche. So anything you can do on the Ethereum mainnet, you can do on Avalanche testnet mainnet, anything. So today we're going to show you how to use a few tools to manage your NFT collection, and this requires no code, no knowledge of Solidity. You could do this probably with zero experience, but if you miss anything today, you can always reference this information. This tutorial is readily available in our documentation. So the first thing we're going to do when we're going through this is we're going to read, and we are going to prepare our NFT files. So there is a separate article written for preparing your NFT files for deployment to chain. And most of this only really has to do with the way that you are storing the files on your computer. It doesn't have to do with the images themselves. And each image that you store will be one NFT. So if you want to have like a semi-fungible token, then that's going to be a little different. But if you are going to have a collection of NFTs where every single NFT is unique, you can do that here. So the way that they're going to do it, and the way that they did in this file, they use just one image. I'm going to use a collection of 4 images that I generated earlier with DALL-E. You're going to go and locally in your computer, create a folder. And in this folder, I like to have 2 folders. One would be images and one will be the metadata for the images. The first folder, you're going to upload all your images, and you're going to name them starting from 0 and incrementing numbers by 1. So obviously, if you have any background in computer science, everybody knows that you start counting from 0, not from 1. And this will be useful for our smart contract later when it's referencing the metadata. So this is just a collection of images I made DALL-E create for me because I am not an artist, but DALL-E definitely is. And, if you have ever been to Hong Kong, you probably recognize some of these images. I think they're quite beautiful. But anyway, so the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create an account with Pinata. Pinata is basically just a file sharing service that stores your NFTs or like any files at all on IPFS, which stands for the Interplanetary File System, or file share, maybe, I don't know. But it basically is a decentralized way to store data. And this is where we're going to store our NFTs and their metadata for easy access when deploying to chain. Next, we're going to upload our folder full of images. So you'll just go up here to the top right, click Add Files, click Folder, and then select from your local directory the folder with the images in it. Once it's uploaded, make sure it's here. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to click into this, and here we are. We're at IPFS, and we see all 4 images have been uploaded successfully. You can go ahead and click any of them. What we're going to need in order to build our metadata JSONs per each NFT is this URL right here. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to move on to the next step. The next bit of information that you're going to want to prepare are the metadata files. Each NFT will get one metadata file that describes all of the attributes about that NFT. So the name can be anything you want, and the description can be anything you want as well. I've seen NFT collections where all of the unique items get their own name, and that's just up to the artist. But the token ID will be that number that you named that image when you created the folder in our last step. And if you're working with an NFT collection where each of the avatars has specific attributes, you could put them in the attributes file. Metadata is pretty consistent across the industry, so if you just give it a quick Google, you could easily find standards that are available on JPEGs or OpenSea, or any NFT platform will make those available for you in their dev docs. If I was just getting started, I would probably just want to use TextEdit to write my files. And TextEdit is just a general text editor. It'll save it as a text file. And then when you're in the file, you can change .txt to .json. I can show you guys what I've already written as far as metadata files go. And the one thing that we're going to need to keep in mind from a step earlier is that every single metadata JSON per each NFT has to include the image's address which is that URL that you'll get after you upload your first file of images to Pinata. So that's what I've done here. The token with the ID 0, that image with ID 0 has this image URL according to IPFS and according to Pinata, which we are using to store our image. So this is what every single file will look like. You'll upload one of these for each NFT that you plan on including in your collection. You can write a script to generate them if you're going to have a very large collection, but my collection is only 4 items large, so this is how large my folder is. The last really critical piece of information here is that you need to make sure that your metadata files do not show an ending. So normally when you go ahead and upload this, it's going to show as a .json file, but what you can do is you can right click, select get info. The menu will pop up here. You'll go down to name and extension, and maybe I can make this bigger. It won't allow me, but anyway, name an extension, and this is the name of my file. Normally it'll first show as 0.json because this is a JSON file, but you're going to want to delete that here and click hide extension so that the file is not uploaded with that extension on it. If the file gets uploaded to IPFS with the extension on it, when you go to mint that NFT, it won't be able to retrieve the metadata just based on that URL. So this is a very critical step. Make sure you employ it. So finally, we are finished preparing our files and we can get down to business. So the next thing you're going to want to do is upload another folder to Pinata of your metadata collection. You can click into the folder and take a look at it, and wow, look at that. We have 4 JSON files, one for each of our NFTs. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to the tutorials. We're going to move on to the next step, which is writing our own smart contract. Now, you don't need to worry if you don't know any Solidity. OpenZeppelin is going to be your best friend because OpenZeppelin is going to write us our own ERC 721 contract. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, fit the screen, but you're going to come to the contract wizard at openzeppelin.com. You're going to select ERC 721, which is the standard contract for an NFT, and you can give it your own name. I'm going to name this HK Street, and I'm going to give it the symbol HKS. This is totally customizable. It can be whatever you want. And we're going to fill our base URI field here with the URL that we get from our Pinata folder of our NFT collection. So make sure you're in the metadata folder. Come up here, copy this, and paste it right into your contract. Next, we want to make sure that this is mintable, and we want to make sure that they're auto-incrementing IDs. Now, this is what's going to take advantage of the fact that we named our NFTs in incrementing order from 0 to infinity. And this makes the contract ownable, which means only I can mint it, or the deployer of my contract is the only person who can mint NFTs. If you wanted to make it a public mint, then when we open up and remix and continue on the next step, you're going to want to delete the only owner tag here. That would make it so that anybody can mint NFTs from your collection, but that also means that anybody could mint all of your NFTs and take all of the work you've done. So if this is something very official, obviously be careful. Like anything you put on public chain is going to be able to be taken advantage of by other developers and by smart people. So it's always best to be safe when using these identifiers. So next step is to open and remix. And remix is just an in-browser IDE. It can look very intimidating, but don't worry, you really don't have to know so much about it in order to utilize it in this demo. So the contract is here. This is the same contract that we just wrote on OpenZeppelin's wizard. All we're going to do is come over here and click compile contract. The contract has compiled, and we know so because of this green check mark down here. It says compilation successful. Now, the only thing you're going to need is a wallet that's funded. You can do this on Avalanche Fuji testnet, or you could do it on the mainnet. I'm going to be doing it on testnet today. And so you come down here to this tab. This is where you're going to deploy it. You select from the environment injected provider. This could be MetaMask, this could be Core, this could be Brave Wallet, whatever you are using. I'm going to have to enter my password off screen. Give me a second. Okay, we've logged in. Now I'm going to look at MetaMask and make sure that I'm on my desired network. I want to deploy to Fuji because I don't want to do this on a public net. I don't want to spend any money to deploy this contract, so I'm going to use testnet and testnet tokens. If you don't know how to get testnet tokens, I will be making another demo, or Andrea will make another demo in the future. But for now, I have about 2 Avax. And all I'm going to do is make sure that my correct contract is selected and click deploy. I'm going to sign a transaction with my MetaMask wallet. I'm going to click confirm, and we're going to look down here, and it was deployed. Let's check it out. Transaction hash. Open up a new tab, and is it testnet.snowtrace? Let's see. Here we are. We can check out this transaction in the browser. So it was a success. It was 24 seconds ago. It was from my MetaMask address to this contract which we created, and this is our NFT contract. Great. Now what? Now we go back to Remix, and we scroll down here, and below here it says deployed contracts. It shows my contract name, and it shows all of the functions. So now the only way to mint the NFTs, well, not the only way, but the easiest way to mint NFTs in this demo, for the purposes of this demo, is to select an address and click Save Mint. Remember that only you as a deployer, if you included this only owner indicator here, is the only person that can actually mint the NFTs. If you omitted that, then technically anybody could call this function from your smart contract and mint it for themselves. But I'm going to go ahead and mint myself one. So I'm going to put my address here, click Save Mint. It's gonna prompt me to sign another transaction. I'm gonna click confirm, and we're gonna see here, it's pending. Great. Let's check it out. I'm gonna copy it, go back to Snowtrace, and pop it up here. Success, it minted. And now if you actually want to go ahead and view it, you can go to, I believe OpenSea has a testnet, and JPEGs might as well. You'll connect your wallet. Oh, it looks like I've already signed in before. And you will go and view your own collection on your own wallet. Let's see. My collections. I guess it needs me to sign to authenticate it. Oh, I've done this multiple times. This demo, I did it last week, so it's going to show up twice. But here we are. Here's my image. Here's the description I put, and all the metadata has successfully been uploaded. So when you call the mint function again on the contract that you deployed on Remix, it'll just keep deploying, or it'll keep minting the next NFT that exists in that metadata file, or in that file that we stored on IPFS. So the last integer that it used to call the mint function was 0, the next one will be 1. And this will happen until it runs out of integers, or it mints an NFT that doesn't have any metadata associated with it. So we can go ahead and mint ourselves the rest of the collection just to take a look and see like what that will look like. And yeah, this is a great way to get started in the space. It's a great way to get started with Solidity development if it's something that you're interested in. But otherwise, this is probably where I'm going to end the video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or feel free to reach out to us on Discord, on Twitter, on anything. We're very responsive, and we're actively taking recommendations / requests for tutorials. So thank you all for sticking by. I really hope that this was helpful and that you learned a lot. So thanks, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye.